Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is 7 Little Johnstons. Season 17, Episode 5, Wedding Budget has entered the chat.
Is this an actual problem that we're facing, or do you think that this is drummed up for storyline? It seems like it could be an either or.
The fandom of this show is pretty upset about having to watch a season that's just revolving around an Elizabeth storyline, and also feeling like a lot of this is contrived. But I do think that Amber was taken aback by the cost of planning a wedding in 2025.
It caught them off guard. Yeah, probably. Definitely. But do you think that they actually had any parameters? I need an itemized list to go through and see all of these things. How many fondue sets were there? How many chocolate fountains, cheese fountains?
Upload the PowerPoint. We want to look at
cheddar. Yeah, it's like, I need to know what's going into this as far as the dollar amount is going to get us. Like,
yeah.
I got to see it.
This would have to be the worst. Okay, I don't know. Wedding planners, you're going to get upset. You're like, dealing with the people is the worst part. Aside from that, which I assume in any job, right? People is the nightmare of the entire thing. But having to create an itemized budget, line item by line item, that must be exhausting.
Well, if you just tack everything in there, you end up using the same ones for a lot of different stuff. So that's what I'm saying is like, I feel like there would be a lot of line items on this one that we haven't seen before on other weddings, like that need to be taken into account, need to be taken into consideration.
Fire pits?
Zipline budget, fire pit budget, gator budget to drive, tractor sort of shuttling that happens back and forth in the yard.
The mother of the bride dress, I'm assuming, is double, maybe triple the budget of Elizabeth's dress.
Okay, let's jump into this, right? Yeah, we're jumping right into the wedding quote, because this is Trent and Amber are sitting down with Brice and Elizabeth. They're going to a nice Mexican restaurant. They're going to enjoy a meal while they look over this ridiculous budget that's been set before them. And they're like, we need to tone it down a little bit. How are we going to do that? 30 to 35%. We got to shave it off. Got to trim out of there.
That's what they said in the last episode.
That was the math that we were mathing with.
They were somehow over the budget that didn't exist. They never gave the coordinator.
There wasn't a number. Yeah, I think they just wanted to see what the initial number would be. They were like, oh, act like there is no budget. And then they saw that and they were like, okay, there is a budget. So let's try and get it to a more reasonable stage here, I suppose. So the quote that comes in, $55,000, $433 and 68 cents. I don't know why I split it up like that. So it's $55,433 and 68 cents. But that's before the dress, the tux, and food, which food is going to be
thousands of dollars.
A big chunk.
It better be thousands of dollars. What about the drinks? Did that include the beverages?
I think this included cocktail hour.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because that gets expensive quick.
Because they were saying when they were trying to give directions of where to cut some corners here, keep the ceremony, the ceremony and the reception. Those are probably the two big ones. But maybe that like in between stuff or the like fire pit things, these peripheral sort of add-on features here. Maybe we just dial it back a little bit here. Mm-hmm. But then the numbers that we're hearing as far as what Trent's saying, he's saying they need to cut $25,000 off this budget. I'm sorry, that's 45% of the quote.
The wedding.
This is like donkey brains. Hello, you're leaving Trent to do the math.
He was doing some rough math. Top of the head. That's where we got to. That's a lot of money. $55,000 for an outdoor wedding in your parents' backyard where your dad is going to work himself to the bone for months ahead of time to get things done himself.
Yeah, and to not even include you're talking food, and then you still have the dresses and the tuxes too. Like, this isn't even everything combined all in one. This isn't a one-stop shop.
I feel like they wasted the wedding planner's time.
Do
you?
Was this wedding planner? She put together like birthdays and like
she planned Leighton's birthday.
There were some events. I don't know if she is like a wedding planner necessarily.
She doesn't do events
like an
of
event
this scale.
She's like an event coordinator.
I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is everything's very, very, very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen what people are paying for weddings?
I saw what people were paying for weddings when we were doing our wedding stuff, and we were like,
a $50,000 wedding when we got married would have been like, you got married in New York City, you had a couple hundred people, and it was very elaborate.
I don't think that would have got us very far. 50,000 for
yes.
I think for us it was like the wait lists, because it was like if we were going to get married in Chicago, everything was booked out. All the venues were booked out for like a year and a half, and so we were like, we're going to do
and it was
something
expensive.
else. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that was the main problem.
Adds into it. Yeah, I don't think it would have been that much though. Well, I don't know.
No, it's crazy. Ever since like 2020, the cost of weddings is absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know why I feel, here's a tinfoil hat theory I'm going to come out with.
Okay.
I think that because so many people had to delay their weddings and events like that, that they just marked up the cost of a lot of things because they feel like they'll pay whatever. You're finally going to get your day.
And also you're making up for, you had about a year where it was like, oh, we weren't able to do anything.
Right. They're like, didn't you save more during that time?
We got to make up for it. Yeah.
To hand the money over to me.
We're making up the difference now. That's what's going on here.
Wow, though. Brice nearly melted out of the chair.
He's like, I don't even want to look at it. Yeah. Like, I don't want to look at numbers that big. For any sort of pricing, quotes,
it's a lot
estimates.
Of taxidermy heads that he could be decorating the house with.
No. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. So
I do think it's strange that there's not a conversation about them contributing any money to paying for their own wedding.
Well, I think that was what Trent was getting at. He's like, it doesn't matter if there were 5 families contributing to this. It's not going to be an adequate amount. This is still too much, just in general, baseline.
Well, I guess you can decide that you feel like that's an insane amount of money to pay for a wedding, but not everybody feels that way. And It's not your own wedding. It's Elizabeth and Brice's wedding. So if they decided that they wanted it to be the vision that they originally planned, then they could put more money in to make it that.
Well, then I guess that would be the difference of like, the quote was for $55,000, just over $55,000. So if they're going to cover that, 70% of it, and then Brice and Elizabeth pay for the remaining 30%, that's what they're trying to cut out of here. Sure. Like, that's a way to do it. But I understand what Trent's trying to show them as well, as like, yeah, this is including like everything. Obviously some of the floral arrangements and things like that, a little more extravagant than what they were looking for, especially when they see the price tag associated with them. So maybe we dial back just some of those general decoration things, and then that'll help us kind of trim down on here. Nobody else has seen the quote except for us at this table, so nobody's going to know that anything's
included.
Missing.
My favorite part was when they zoomed into the PowerPoints that we could see that it said $55,000.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think they were going to reveal the total.
I didn't think so either. And then they said it too. Yeah. So it was like, okay, yeah.
They've been talking about it in a very vague way up until now.
Yeah. They were just talking percentage.
Wanted the big reveal.
Right. Yeah. Because it was just percentages, rough estimates. Not that anything was very official, because everything else on the page was blurred except for like, here's the total line item circled. And it was just like, all right, well, I don't know how we really got there, because what are we including?
$2,000 floral arrangements.
Well, yeah. But that's a couple
Elizabeth
few.
mentioned that. I kind of feel like they just planned their dream wedding and then waited to see what the price was. And when it was not going to be something doable, now they have to
dial it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a good lesson.
Eliminate half the wedding.
This is kind of, well, not like eliminate half the wedding, but just, scale it back.
A lot.
Scale it
Trent
back.
was like, I don't know, have less seats around the fire pits. I was like, is that really going to be
Is
The
that what's gonna
difference
fix
maker
it?
that's going to find you $25,000.
I think it's the floral. The floral stuff is what's going to do it,
yeah,
right?
Amber said that the flowers were by far the most expensive part
$2,000
of
to
everything.
$3,000 for floral arrangements. Yeah, maybe we can scale those back, and like that's where we would be able to tighten up a little bit. I think that's very possible, very doable here.
Mm-hmm.
But we got other stuff going on.
You know I don't want to sacrifice the flowers.
Oh boy,
It's not my wedding, but
it's not. Yeah, we don't get to choose.
I've told you my funeral. Lots of flowers.
Lots of flowers. Yeah.
Big flower budget.
Okay. Good.
This is something I didn't expect to see in this episode. They're going to go learn how to glass blow, which strangely is something we have done before.
We have done this.
We have a little firsthand experience.
We've had an experience with this.
Took a glass blowing class.
Yeah, I think everybody has at some point. Oh God.
Sorry, I thought Maisie was going to roll off.
No,
chair.
she's just turning.
She kind of shook.
Okay, so this is like this is such a weird shoehorned bit into this because basically Trent's saying, yeah, we're really focusing on Elizabeth's wedding, and it's everything in our lives right now is revolving around planning for Elizabeth's wedding. And we need to still go out and do fun things with our other kiddos, Emma and Alex and Jonah, because he's just a little guy. He's still impressionable. And, you know, it's just, we want to make sure that they know that we're still their parents. We see you. We're making sure that your needs are met too.
We went on Groupon and found a class for us to all take together to bond.
We're going to get some culture. Yeah, we're going to get some culture and some experience. It's a tactile function here that we're doing, hands-on. It's going to be great.
The important part about this is that this is learning a new skill because Emma is maybe going to employ this in her online shop.
Employ or deploy? I
don't think we have to worry about it. Turns out it's a lot of work.
Spoiler. Yeah, spoiler
alert. A lot
alert.
more than she's willing to do.
This didn't seem like this was Emma's idea.
No.
This seemed like Amber was telling her, we're going to go do this. And
Amber was like, glass goods are trending on Etsy. I think you can mark those babies up.
We could charge a premium for those. Yeah, definitely. And then also, this is what your motivation is for the scene, for the show, too, is because you're doing it for your business. Remember? You got to plug that business. You got to plug it.
Well, I'm thanking them for doing that because our Mediocre Down deep dive that we're doing on Patreon this week is all about Emma's online shop.
It's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
That is a happy coincidence that it happened to be part of this episode.
We haven't dug in yet, but yeah, we're about to. And so it's going to happen.
Well, I think we're seeing her perhaps lack of commitment to creating handcrafted goods.
Just a general, lack of interest in what would be her business, I suppose, in a lot of ways here. But this activity, it's turning out to be, like most things that Amber and Trent sign up to do on this show, it's not LP friendly.
No, it's actually very scary because everything is super hot. There's a kiln, like there's metal. Yeah.
There's instruments that are being deployed that you have to like reach your arm over and around this molten glass blob and interact with it in different ways. And it's just like, it's not easy. This is tough.
Yeah. I was scared when we did this.
Yeah. Cause it's hot. Yeah. It's like, there's a lot of stuff going on.
And you have someone right there who's walking you through every part of it.
We should have brought our glass down.
Oh, that we made.
We had little glass eggs that we made. I made an egg.
Yours was an egg.
Yeah.
Mine was a square.
Yeah.
I guess they were paperweights.
I guess. I don't know what it would be.
The fact that they made drinking glasses was a lot cooler.
Yeah, I guess that's neat. Kind of cool.
Did we see them finished at the end? I wanted to see them all lined up so I could judge whose was the best and whose was the worst.
Oh, I don't think we didn't get like a final rundown of them at the end.
What fun is that?
Yeah, that's no good. I thought everything's a competition with this family.
It is.
I thought.
That's what they've told us.
Yeah. So who made the best one? Well, they don't want to do that because it's like, this is like it's a makeup thing this is an attention thing for the kids. We don't want to make it a competitive thing, because then that's going to be a whole other dynamic that we don't want to bring into this mess, because it's already bad enough that they're competing with Liz for our attention. So we don't want to make any other competitions as part of this outing, I guess, is what it's coming down to.
So the guy who works here, who's walking them through the whole thing, starts referring to the kiln as the glory hole.
Is that the name of the oven, the kiln, or is that like what they? Oh, I know, I understand, but like what they named,
maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what they just refer to it as.
They refer to it at their shop as this is the glory hole.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was surprised that wasn't a Trent suggestion.
Well, don't try and put your dick in it, I guess, is the real lesson here, because that sucker's hot. Okay, so don't do that.
So Alex leans over to Emma and is like, do you know what a glory hole is?
Alex seems to be like displaying that he knows what it is.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he knows what it is.
They didn't have glory holes down on the corn farm when he went to visit Allie.
Yeah, not at the Butler County Fair.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think that Alex knows what it is. I wasn't sure that Liz knew what it was on the couch either. Brice knew what it was. They had to bleep that answer. Yeah,
They're doing a lot of this season where they're trying to get them to describe something that is difficult to talk about on television.
And they've had to bleep a couple of answers in reply to that. So yeah, when Brice went into his explanation, that was pretty much out the window. You can't televise any of that. So that was good. I think that worked.
Brice seemed a little off on the couch in this episode.
Well, they're very tan, so I think that spoils the will they, won't they go to Hawaii sort of aspect to the season here.
Doesn't he already seem like defeated? How long have they been married for at that point?
Not long, not a couple months, maybe, where they're, following up with them after the fact. Yeah, this is like, I don't know if this is Brice having regrets of just kind of going along with stuff, and then he was upset with how things turned out. I don't know.
Or he just truly hates being on TV.
Yeah, which then that's not going to fare well.
No, not in this family.
No.
Amber will kick him out.
It's very important. This is very, very important.
Your entire existence is just about being on reality television now.
Yeah, it should be.
And all the things that you do, like your glass blowing hobby.
Well, maybe not the glass blowing, because that's what Emma finds out. She's like, this is like a whole lot. There's a whole process here. It's a lot of hot and sweaty, very uncomfortable.
You gotta learn.
It's like using these tools that are very difficult to work with. It's not great conditions.
It's like craftsmanship involved.
I'm just not really into that. I don't think I have any plans for, integrating this into our upcoming lines, I guess, is going to be the official way to state that.
Just visit her online shop and you can buy a Lululemon shopping bag that's been marked up.
See, what I was expecting to happen was that Amber was going to say, like, this is this segment here. What you do then is now you just take your orders from your store and then you take it to these guys who are the glass blowers, and then you just mark it up as a pass-through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just become their online store.
Okay.
It was what I thought.
And use your celebrity to sell these items.
Precisely. That's where I thought this was going.
Okay, but will she or won't she lie about having made them herself?
Well,
because that's most of the basis of the online
shop. She could say handmade. It's not her hands. That's fine, right? Capitalism, guys. Okay? This is what we're doing.
Etsy does make you disclose that.
If it's not your hands that are making it?
You have to tell them if it's handmade, if it, came from a factory, who
it's not from
provided it.
It is handmade.
If you provided just like parts.
Right, but this is what I'm saying, is where it's like, just because she's not hand making it doesn't mean that it's not handmade, so you can still make that claim.
Yeah.
Technically, it's a loophole. So that's where I thought they were going with this. That's where I thought this was building it out. But then the way that Emma was just like, I have no interest in any of this. It's like, well, now you've closed the door on that. So it would be extra weird if we saw these handmade glass blown objects that are now for sale in your shop, it would be like, I don't think she's making those because she didn't really seem interested in it. So now the illusion is shattered. You've defeated the purpose of this entire segment.
I'm sure she's added plenty of things to that shop that she did not put a whole lot of time and energy into.
As is the American way, yes. And with that in mind, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back to see how Brice's tux shopping goes.
Riveting television.
As always.
To watch people go shopping for clothing.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the Seven Little Johnstons fandom doesn't know. We have integrated the Sister Wives fandom into the Seven Little Johnstons universe at the precise moment where Sister Wives fans are like, we know a wedding season. We know what to expect from the
We're
picking the dresses,
and ready for this.
Picking the venue, looking over stuff,
tasting cake.
Tasting cake. Yes, like we understand this format. This makes sense. So I think we've kind of found a nice hybrid merging point here for these two series.
It's
definitely
their first wedding.
This is the first wedding on the show. So this is like groundbreaking territory. The Seven Little Johnstons fandom has not experienced a wedding season. What is that like? They did get a moving season, though. So, I mean, again, there's some crossover, some
Get
parallels.
used to it, though, because once the weddings start...
They don't stop.
No.
Once the kids hit this age...
feeding you another one.
It's just
season after season after season.
Relentless. There is no ceasing to that. So, yeah, get ready.
Elizabeth goes with them to the shop, which is the same place as where she got her wedding dress.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because she's got to be the decision maker.
That's what they keep labeling her as. But I don't like that, right? Is that it's like...
Well, just be honest about it. I think that's the problem, is that she wants control of everything, whereas she's saying Brice can't make decisions, so mommy's got to step in and do it for him.
See, I don't like that either. Of like, it's a blaming thing of like, it's an inadequacy of Brice's. That's why I need to be here to like make a decision. No, I think Brice made a very clear decision. I did not see Brice struggle to make a decision
about what he liked and didn't
in
like.
this scene at all.
It's true.
Did not see that. No evidence of that.
And you don't even need to make excuses, because this is just something that needs to be known out there in the world, is that when you send men to the store to get a tux or a suit for an important event, you do not send them alone. They cannot go with just another group of guys. There needs to be a woman or a gay there to make sure that they get things that fit them.
That feels like a personal attack on me. Because we've talked about that before.
Yes, we have. My brother-in-law would have worn a suit that was 2.5 sizes too big to his wedding.
But you sent me. You guys
I did. That was a mistake.
Yeah, you guys sent me.
That was the lesson.
I have a very Brice way of fashion. I don't do the shopping. I don't like it. I don't put the clothes on.
Both of you,
he
tried it on before he left the store, and you both just looked at it and were like,
Because I left the decision to him. I said, how do you feel? You feel good? Does it feel like a solid fit? Does it feel right? And he said, yeah.
And
I said,
on my sister's face when he came out, not on the wedding day. We fixed it before that. But when he got home with that, we thought it was a joke.
Went back. You and me went back with him.
Yes, because I said I have to rectify this situation.
Yeah, because you sent me. Don't send me for clothes stuff. Don't send me. You should have known better.
So that is a rule, an unwritten rule of wedding planning.
Okay.
But Elizabeth is here to exert her power in other ways.
I think that's what it comes down to. Yeah, is where she has to make sure everybody stays in line. Otherwise, there's going to be hell to pay.
There's going to be hell to pay anyway.
Yeah, usually. Usually there is.
Just because she is who she is.
But at least they have beer. So that was nice. I think it was Michelob Ultra, though.
They have a liquor license at this place?
I guess. I would assume, that you would have to. Or what's that workaround?
Did you hear Brice say he needs 5 to 6 beers to be able to handle doing this with Elizabeth?
I thought he said 6 or 7. But so I think 6. 6 is in there. Like I think that's his number, 6, 7. An entire 6-pack is what Brice needs to interact with Liz for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's a good sign.
That's not good, man. That's not going to be good for your liver long term either.
I don't think that the marriage is going to last long enough to see permanent liver damage.
I don't know. That cirrhosis can kick in pretty quick. So
That's true.
Yeah, I think he's pickling over there, if that's what's going on.
He's finding a way out somehow.
This is the problem here. Yeah, he's going slow and steady.
So the plan for what he's going to wear is Elizabeth wants him in a black suit with
she said
a brown tie.
Okay, she said that Brice likes classic black tux. Okay, cool.
She must also.
Well,
because otherwise she
has
would
visions.
overrule that.
Yeah, she has visions. She has thoughts of like what this is going to look like. So there's elements of classic tux, but then we're going to incorporate fall colors as part of this as well. And so that's where there's like some customization that's going to come in.
Yeah, she wants like a dark brown color, and they don't have anything in the store that's exactly what she's looking for, which lets the staff kind of experiment a little bit because they're hearing Brice talk about how he wants camo, and they happen to have a camo vest and bow tie in the back.
And they said, oh, look what we happen to have in the shop here. And then, yeah, you're playing with fire now because what's available is the stuff that Brice likes, and the stuff that Liz wants is special order, 12 to 16 weeks, whatever that turnaround time is going to be. Like, that's what it's going to come down to now, is where it's like, this is something.
I like it and they have it.
Yes, that's where Brice is at. I like it. They have it. Let's do that. And it's like, no. Liz is adamantly no to all of this. But then Trent and Jonah are like, the bastard pops in camo. Like basically
that's an Ethan Plath callback.
Ethan Plath sense
from last season.
The bastard pops in blue,
which we're also recapping.
Yeah,
Welcome to Plathville. Just started back up.
Don't miss that. So Jonah was more like the bastard pops in camo.
Don't you think they found the classiest camo print that they've had?
I was going to say, of all the camo prints that I've seen, it looked better on white.
Yes.
Like the white vest?
Because she wants brown. So they found like a brown camo that just looks like, I don't know, sticks,
trees,
branches,
leaves,
trees.
Yeah.
And it's on a white vest. He's going to be wearing a white shirt anyway.
So it blended okay. And then the tie was like, I mean, it's kind of it's not a great tie. Maybe a solid tie, and it would have just been the vest. I think that would have
the bow tie was too much because it matched the vest.
It matched too much, but then also when it's that small and you get like that compact with the camo, it just kind of looks messy. So I think maybe a solid tie would have broke it up a little bit more, and then just the vest camo. But on the white, I didn't think it looked terrible. And I get what she's saying though. Is like she doesn't want this to be a redneck wedding, is what she keeps saying.
Words.
Her word.
Here's my problem. You're marrying a redneck.
So how is it?
So how are you going to be like, I don't want any of the elements of who he is as part of the wedding?
Yeah, and then that's what Jonah keeps saying. He's like, that's your husband. Like, this is the guy you picked.
Uh-huh.
These
are his preferences. Why can't he have anything that he likes at his own wedding?
So we reach the point where it's like there's this, not ultimatum, but it's decision time, which we know that's Liz's strong suit. So she has to look around the room for where's Amber? Oh, no, Amber's not here today. So is there somebody else that can help
all these guys?
Me? Yeah, because everybody else is saying that this is a good idea, and I don't think it's a good idea, and I don't want this. So then Brice's dad jumps in, and he's like, well, what if you did, for the ceremony, you kept things traditional, and then for the reception, you could switch it up and come out with the camo, you know?
I like this idea.
That's a good compromise.
I think it's a compromise, and also plenty of brides change their dress when it gets to reception time.
Sure.
So why can't the groom put on something a little bit more casual?
It's another vest, another tie. You're changing up the look. Yeah, that's fine. I think that was a good solution to the problem at hand, where Brice was very attached to it. Liz was very opposed to it. How can we find the middle ground here where it works out for both of them? I think that was a great way to do that. Liz was on board too. She agrees. Sure. Redneck reception. Have at it. Let's do that. Fine, I guess. Because Brice's dad doesn't know that Elizabeth is a bitch yet. So she's been bottling this up.
She's trying her best to avoid letting the real her out in front of him.
And she's like about to go Super Saiyan here. And she's like, okay, all right, sure, that's fine. We'll do that.
Let's move on to another problem we have.
Let's think about something else.
Next issue.
Rent or buy the tuxes for the little guys in her life, which is going to be Trent and Jonah and Alex.
Why was that even an option? To rent a tux that had to be altered a lot?
Well, they were saying that they would do the alterations. Some places wouldn't do alterations on the rentals, and then that's what they were worried about. But this place said, yeah, we would do, custom fittings for the rentals. So they would be like kind of tailoring them, but that's a lot of fabric to be tucking up in there is what Trent's calling out.
Right, because what they're explaining was, they'll alter things, but they alter it in a way that they can undo the hems.
Yes.
And put it back to the way it originally was.
Right.
So that means they're not cutting any fabric or anything.
No, so
they're just going to fold the pant leg back into itself and create a hem at the bottom. So you have all this extra fabric inside the pant. I am on Trent's side.
Don't go rip a stitch.
You can't do that.
No. Yeah, well, it's okay. After just having the conversation where it's like, hey, you got to be very budget conscious. We have to cut stuff back. We have to save where we can. And Liz is like, okay, great. Well, renting is the cheaper option. So like, that seems good. And Trent's like, not on this though. This is my stuff for the wedding. So like, not on this stuff.
To be fair, they know that in all areas of their life when they go to purchase clothes, alterations comes along with it. So why on somebody's wedding day would you wear something that was not altered well? Yeah.
So this is where it's just coming down to, rent or buy. It seems like they're going to buy and do the full alterations, have them custom fitted, tailor fit.
They'll reuse these at Allie and Alex's wedding anyway.
I'm sure, right? Yeah.
A few months from now.
Or whenever that pans out, I guess.
Or Jonah and Ashley's wedding in 6 to 8 years.
65 years from now. It'll be quite
Keep them in the dust bag in the back of your closet.
Quite the affair, to be had here. But no, this was what Elizabeth was very opposed to the camo suit accessories because she's like, we're already getting him a groom's cake. Just don't do the stuff to the suit. Like, you already got one thing. And then it's like, okay, well, then why are we doing a groom's cake then?
If you had to cut the budget in places, why would you have a second cake?
Why are you doing two cakes?
A customized second cake?
Custom groom cake. It's his smash cake. You want his smash cake. That's what you're going to prioritize here.
Did everybody who participated in the planning of Leighton's first birthday require that they get put on the show for the wedding?
They were like, here's my card. You don't want to lose that.
They give her like a big steep discount for the planning of Leighton's wedding. Leighton's birthday.
Leighton's wedding. Oh,
They've probably got that planned out too. Amber and Elizabeth.
So Liz is going to meet with Mary Virginia. That's her name?
That's what it said.
It sounded like two places. Okay. So Mary Virginia, for Brice's groom cake, they're going to figure out what flavor they're putting in here, but she knows the shape. It's going to be fish.
Yeah.
Bass. Large
I think
mouth.
he's going to be disappointed when he cuts it open and it's a cake. Well, he's like, oh, you got me a fish fry?
Oh, yeah. Well, Amber's going to be like burping over there again. Like, no more fish fry this summer. Please. Please.
She's been pretending to enjoy those for too long.
Fish and chips. I can't take it anymore. Yeah. This is not something I'm going to be able to do.
Can I also point out that I believe the tradition of the groom's cake, it's a present from the bride to the groom. I believe that's the
You didn't get me one, so I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
We had a strict budget.
Yeah, we
also,
did.
our cake was good.
Our cake was good. We didn't need a second cake that was good just for me.
No.
Yeah, no.
But it is something that you design it based on the personality of the groom.
No, I don't know. This is just a new way to get people to buy 2 cakes instead for a wedding. Yeah, that's
say, well, we're going to have a thing for him. It's not like you're really going out of your way to like incorporate him or his personality or likes or anything into the wedding. It's just...
And also, that's a thing that you are still picking all of the aspects of.
Pick the flavor of the cake and everything.
Dude wasn't even here to taste the cakes.
Wouldn't you go cake tasting first for your wedding cake?
Yeah.
And then see what he likes. And maybe there's something that he likes as a second flavor that you didn't get. Or in this case, it would probably be that Elizabeth likes something totally different.
Because that would be like a compromise point or a solution to come up with of...
Your groom's cake can be the other flavor.
Or like if you went to cake testing and then it was you are on 2 completely different flavors and you wanted both of those, and then it's like, okay, well, here's how we're going to be able to do that. So I think there's probably circumstances where that has worked out or that has been a solution for things. It doesn't become a necessary requirement for every single wedding after that point. But I'm sure the people who are making the cakes are like, well, that was a real nice wedding when we sold 2 cakes. So we should try to sell 2 cakes whenever we can. That's real good. I like doing that.
Well,
I prefer that.
This is the only thing he's going to get.
Well,
this fish cake.
And there's no input. Yeah, so I don't know why he wasn't here to pick the flavor. That's upsetting to me. And then Leighton's over there grabbing at all the flowers, and then the lady's freaking out because she's like, don't let her touch those, because those are made of, that's just sugar over there.
This is my work front. My business?
My storefront?
It seemed like it was
like a house.
It was inside of her house.
Looked like it.
But still, look like she does business in this room.
Yeah.
This is my cake foyer.
It's like my cake showroom.
This is where I keep things so people can see how realistically I recreate flowers.
They looked like real flowers. Yeah. So, I mean, they were incredible. But then at this point, Emma and Liz are kind of like clutching onto the chair and like looking around the room because now they're like, what else is cake in here?
Are we sitting on cake?
Is my chair? Can you slice this? What is? What?
Yeah, they're a little worried. Like, what else in here?
What else
is fragile?
Could be cake
made of sugar.
Yeah,
almond paste. We don't know.
I don't know. Rice Krispie treat wrapped in fondant. I don't know. I can't tell. It's too hard to tell.
When they just started feasting on all the different flavors of cake and left the baby sitting on the floor
to crap her pants. Like, so they loaded her up and then I
was like, you're not even gonna let the baby taste the cake?
Well, she was trying to, but she was very distracted because they had already stopped off for breakfast. Now she was emptying out.
She's in the middle of something.
Yeah, she's busy. Do not disturb.
She's squatting right in front of that fireplace.
Oh, man. Yeah. This was like a recipe for disaster. Also, I think I'm going to lose interest in the chocolate by the time we get to that, because it's just like, I don't think that's going to do it for me now, just with the other things that I'm thinking about and that I'm worried about that's coming down the pipe for me here.
Do you think the smell just emanated through the whole room?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I bet it was real great. So, okay, I will say, too, I liked the sampling, like the way that the cake was laid out, where it was just, you could really see the layers of it. It was a reasonable cut. Everything was like a very uniform size of the cakes. So I liked all of that. That was very appealing to me.
Okay.
I liked the setup of the
10
plate.
10 out of 10 for Mary Virginia.
Yes. And maybe the flavors we need to work on a little bit more, though. Something a little bit.
Okay, so what was there? There was...
I thought that the spice cake with the pumpkin mascarpone, I thought that was going to be like the one.
Yeah. Well, she is not planning a November wedding because she likes Thanksgiving or pumpkin. She's planning it because that's when hunting season is.
Yeah,
that's another way she's incorporated.
That's why it's Bryce's wedding. Yeah, it's Bryce's wedding, and it's ruining his hunting season like he wants. And it's like...
So the spice cake was a little like too on the nose. So she doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Neither of them were big fans of the red velvet cake, which we were glad to see.
Yeah. We don't need to bring that up.
The chocolate was a contender.
Yeah, it was in the running.
There was an almond sour something.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
And then they had the lemon raspberry, which was instantly...
Which that kind of sounds like what ours... Well, yeah, that kind of sounds like our wedding cake. A little bit.
Yeah. Ours was like key
It was
lime.
like a lime, yeah.
With raspberry.
Lime raspberry. Oh, yeah.
It
was very good. That was very good. Haven't had that in a while.
I know.
It's been a minute. We didn't do
go to Key West and get some cake.
Yeah, we didn't save the slice because we had to go international after that. So it was like, we're not packing a cake to bring with us. So we just went back the year later and then we got another one. So that was good.
That's a good way to do that.
That's better.
Don't freeze the top of your cake.
Don't eat stale, old, frozen
go
cake.
back to the same place that makes your cake and go get cupcakes
another one.
in the same flavor.
Get a fresh
get a teeny
one.
tiny cake.
Yeah, get a fresh one. A year later. Boom. Done. That's it.
I know it's not like from your wedding cake, but still.
Oh, we didn't get like, the whole, whatever.
You really have to properly store them correctly where it doesn't taste good.
Like, what is it? Vacuum seal them sometimes is what they'll do too. I feel like that would squish a cake though, wouldn't it? I don't know the science behind it. I haven't investigated that enough. But that's what they're going with.
I think they're going to be saving every scrap of food that's left over from this wedding.
I would be.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the budget.
Tag?
That wasn't even the budget for the food. The food's not even included on that. So this is terrible. If we didn't have enough stuff going on, we've got more animals in the mix now. First of all, where do we need to start the petition to stop allowing the Johnston family to have animals? Anna is the only one who's qualified to be raising animals at this point.
From what we've seen.
Yes. And what we understand.
It appears that she takes care of her animals. They remain in her care.
This is good.
The ones that start off at Trent and Amber's house.
Not too good.
No.
Not a good track record.
When she said that they know that Leighton loves animals because they took her to a farm to look at them, I was like, were all your old pets there?
Was that the farm? Yeah.
Is that the farm where all the goats went back to and the bees? What else have they had? Did they already have chickens once?
Bees, goats.
Because this is the beginning of a plan to buy a bunch of chickens.
Several dogs, but some that they just dumped off. They offloaded to Anna or they passed away. And so then it's just like not okay with a lot of this. Mm-hmm. I think between that, so yeah, to blame Leighton for the reason why they're going to get chickens here. Also, the kid who was grabbing and squeezing sugar flowers at the cake place, like maybe not the pet to be going with here. Well, I don't think it's pets.
Don't buy live animals for children, especially she's not even 2 years old yet.
Yeah, because I think Amber has this weird fantasy that she's going through in her head where she's like, oh, Leighton will be out there feeding the chickens and stuff. No, she's one. She's not. Who's going to be taking care of these chickens?
Oh, well,
on a daily basis.
That's usually where they decide that a pet is too intrusive and
too much work.
It's too much for their life, so they have to get rid of them.
So I think this is Amber's trend where whatever's going on, there's got to be more going on. Something else. We need to do something else. We need to do more. We need to keep going, keep adding on. And this is just something else that gets dumped in here. And as soon as Trent hears about it, he's like, this is a bad idea. This is going to be, no, like we have way too much going on. And I know I'm going to get roped into this. You're going to have, I know it's coming. And then she's like, actually, yeah. Can you help build the coop? Help with the coop. That's it.
A list of projects for this wedding that's like 5 pages long. And now he's got to build a chicken coop.
Every time they talk to him, they're adding stuff to the list. And then now here's completely other side projects. Same with the planter pot project. Did we need to be doing all that? No. Can we take 1 year where we don't do that because we have so many other things that we're doing?
No, we must have chickens.
We'll circle back on that.
Because everyone will think that Lolly is the best grandma ever because she has chickens for Leighton to play with when she comes over to her house.
Okay, so the defense here that Trent then takes up is that he's like, we are out in the woods here. This house is very rural. And so there are predators of chickens that roam these woods, coyotes and whatnot. And these chickens aren't going to make it in the woods.
Amber didn't care.
Amber's
like,
like,
that's a chance I'm willing to take.
She's like, as long as Leighton gets to play with them for a couple hours, that should be fine. I wasn't planning on. I'm only buying one bag of feed anyway. I wasn't expecting them to live that long.
It's too late. She already picked out the chickens that she wants.
Also, yeah, I found the chickens that I want.
I did all this research. I went on a
funny.
Pinterest and I found a picture of a bunch of different chickens and I picked the one that I thought was the funniest
And
looking.
this one looks like a Dr. Seuss character, and that's the one I want. So that's what I'm doing. Also, found a real good, solid coop to be working with here. Oh my gosh. Maisie's losing it.
There we go. She
almost biffed it.
Yeah.
Off the edge there. Now she's getting all upset. Okay, so the chicken coop, though, we'll get back to that here after a quick break. So give us a minute.
Our rant will continue now.
Okay. Yes. The chicken coop.
What was it? It came from Wayfair, right?
These just pieces,
I
parts.
feel like it didn't come from like a Tractor Supply or like a place where maybe you'd buy things for animals.
Yeah, it looked a little too like it was like that style of like refurbished furniture, like that flat paint look to it, like the chalk paint sort of style.
That's what I'm saying. It had like an aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
Rather than it's built for the purpose that it's meant for, which is to protect chickens from the elements.
And other animals that are trying to kill it. At first, I thought when Trent was saying we have like wildlife here that will try to eat chickens, they will try to consume these animals out here. I thought he was going to suggest, so I guess we're going to need to get some geese and stuff too, because like that is a way to fend off.
You need them to scare things off.
Because if you're caring for chickens, you're doing a lot of the same things that you're already pretty much kind of taking care of geese too. And geese are incredibly territorial. So if there are predators that would be coming around, chickens don't really fight back. Geese will fight back. So they're like the bodyguards for that. So I thought he was going to suggest more fowl.
Well, is this the beginning of the farm?
Is it?
I think this is the foundation of the farm that Allie and Alex are going to have.
I don't think this is a good trial run then, because this isn't going to, there's no way that this is going to end well.
Let's see him out there taking care of those chickens. I think Allie will be upset if she finds out that they had chickens for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's not going to bode well. Especially if you take one look at this too, this coop is not big enough, depending on how many chickens they're getting. What is it? 2 square foot per chicken is what we were supposed to be allotting?
I looked up the requirements in their county, and yeah, you need 2 square feet per chicken.
So how many chickens are they getting? We're not sure because the chickens haven't arrived. They're coming next week.
Oh, I guarantee there's going to be at least a dozen.
A dozen? No.
Yeah, I think Amber ordered a baker's dozen of chickens.
So at this point, when the Wayfair box shows up and Trent's like...
Another thing to put together that I'm not going to read the directions for first.
The kids did try their best, but there's a few pieces here that are like swapped around a little bit. They might not be in the same spots or the right spots here. But honestly, coming from Trent, didn't he build that swing set for Leighton? He was moving parts all around. And so I don't know how much of that was based on the kids going through the instructions or Trent looking at it after the fact and trying to come up with something.
Jonah was like, you're putting this piece on backwards. What are you doing?
You got to flip it around. If you're going to move it to the other side, you have to turn it so it faces in still.
Yeah, I don't think construction is really Trent's strong point.
Well, following instructions, that's not really it. Yeah, probably. But like, that's an element here. He's trying to like add brace pieces across the middle that there's like pieces missing.
They said that it didn't come with everything.
So
then
like
you
some
contact
assembly?
wherever you ordered it from and tell them that not everything came in the box.
Or was it like sold separately? Like I don't know.
I don't put it past Amber. This is probably the extension for an existing chicken coop.
Yeah, she
it's
just
like
bought
a third
like
of the price.
one piece of it, and she's like, that's fine. That should be enough.
Good enough. How much room do they really need?
It's like a second floor and a balcony of it, but no, we're not going to put it on top of anything. That's fine.
Are they not worried about these chickens becoming diseased?
No, they have no concerns.
Yeah.
At all. Imagine just just bumbling your way through life like this.
Well, they did this with the bees.
They did this with everything.
Remember when they decided they were going to be beekeepers because they wanted the honey? They don't even really want the eggs from these chickens.
No, they were like, oh, they don't make a ton of eggs, so that's fine too. Even though I bet you these chickens are going to be stressed AF. They're not going to have any square footage here. They're going to be constantly harangued by predators out in the woods. So these chickens are going to be freaked out. And then Amber's going to be like, they're not making eggs, so like they're not even doing anything. So
They're defective chickens.
just send them somewhere else. Their feathers are falling out, so they don't look goofy on top of their head anymore. Yeah, because they're torturing these animals.
Trent said, I don't have a chicken degree, so I don't really know all the answers to all the questions you
He's
have.
got donkey brains and no chicken degree.
It's not.
So this is a recipe for disaster.
Someone in this house needs to get a chicken degree. I thought Alex was working on that. Isn't that his minor?
He was minoring in. So he doesn't have a degree in chicken, but he's trying. He's further along than Amber's, do your own research sort of level of chicken degree that she's at, I suppose.
I think he's going to get stuck taking care of them.
I think that this is going to become a Trent problem.
No, I think Alex is.
Alex!
They're going to be like, you've been to a farm. You know more than we do.
Is this a way to force Alex into... Oh, no.
You showed a pig.
This makes
so
much more sense. This makes so much more sense. This is going to be the additional confirmation that they needed that Alex can't go live on a farm. You can't even take care of chickens in a coop in the backyard. So this is going to be building this is the case that's building for why Alex is not allowed to move to Ohio. That could be interesting.
I like this chess you're playing here.
Maybe. That might be it.
I think that we're keeping up with Amber.
But what does this end up being? We've done enough. We've placed it. I don't even want to stake it in the ground because we might need to move it around. I'm going to have to throw it out on the curb here in 2 weeks anyway. So I don't want to get a too permanent structure of what we're doing here. Let's just move on to the next project. We've done enough. Now I guess we'll wait for the chickens to show up.
We're half-assing one thing at a time off this list.
Then we'll just move on to the next thing. Yeah.
The last scene in this episode.
Oh my God.
Wow.
This was revealing. This was a big moment.
Yeah. If you thought the rest of the episode was like, this was the payoff.
This was, you could have missed it too. Like it was
it's the very end.
It was so brief right at the end here. So this is Liz working on her veil with Amber and Emma, where they are removing some of like the pearl beading from Amber's dress, which I hope they wiped them down or cleaned them off. And so I don't know how stinky they are from where she just farted all over them a couple episodes ago.
Oh, that's not what I thought you meant.
From Trent, from the
wedding night.
No, from the glory hole, you mean?
Yes.
No. So yeah, she's working on this project where she's like snipping these pearls off of
and she's going to incorporate them into her veil.
Right. So that's her something borrowed.
It's not just her veil. Oh. It's going to be Emma's veil too.
And Emma's like,
not Anna's.
Well, Emma's like, don't put that evil on me. Like, I don't know about all that. Don't sign me up for this stuff.
Emma gets so freaked out every time they talk about her getting married.
I think that's why she's so averse to dating anyone, because as soon as she starts dating someone, they're going to be like, he's the guy for you. That's the person for you. And then that's it.
You're not really allowed to have a first boyfriend in this family.
You don't get to,
date.
Experiment or like learn about. No, you don't get to try stuff. It's just as soon as you find a person, you are committed to them for life now. It's a courting right to the courthouse, basically, is what we could do if possible. So that seems to be
scary.
The track that they push everybody on. But yeah, they're plucking pearls off Amber's dress to work on this. And while they're doing intricate detail work like this,
something that Anna would have been really good at.
Anna would have been great at this, right?
Mm-hmm. She's good with beads.
Man.
Liz reveals what happened when they went shopping for the tuxes. And it's really kind of just like a bitch session where she's complaining to Amber about how everything went down and how she felt like Bappa and Jonah were egging Brice on and telling him how good he looked in the camo and how annoyed she was because she didn't want the camo.
Yeah, and it was your husband and your son who were the problem, because it was just me all alone, the only sane voice in the room, the only voice of reason, and I was drowned out by all of these barbarians clunking their beer cans together.
I mean, that's kind of what happened a little bit.
that's the scene she's describing.
Not too far off.
Amber, though, she got a little clap back in there too. She's like, well, that's your dad and your brother. So like, I don't know what to tell you.
Don't hold me wholly.
It's not my problem. Yeah.
Them.
It's not my problem. But I think that was just a further indictment on Amber's control over the entire family, where it's, I think Liz knows who's running the show.
Oh yeah.
Amber makes the decisions. And so then when Amber wasn't there to overrule them, Liz was overruled. And so she committed to something. She overextended.
She's like, I'm Amber in training.
Right.
I'm not that good at it yet.
I didn't have all of the parts worked out where I was going to be able to flip this back on them or make them realize the error of their ways in that moment.
So she caved. So
I agreed. I gave up on it. And I showed you the photos. It's terrible. Looks awful, doesn't it? It's horrible. The camo, the white camo. Gross.
Amber doesn't like it either.
Amber doesn't like it.
She's like, we've done more than enough. We've been so generous incorporating hunting and fishing into this wedding. I mean, we're doing it outside.
That was his idea too.
On the land that he likes to hunt and fish on.
Yeah.
During hunting season.
Yeah.
What more could he ask for?
It's perfect.
He's not going to be able to do any of those activities because we're going to be preparing for the wedding.
Yeah, because we were so thoughtful to do this at his favorite time of the year in that area. It's also the only way that we could get him to show up for the wedding, because that's where he was going to be anyway. He was going to be down in his tree stand. So that was where we would most likely be able to find him.
Liz called the shop back after she ordered the vest and the tie and told them to cancel it.
Cancel the camo.
No camo.
No camo.
No
order.
camo at the reception. We're not doing it. No redneck wedding.
No. And Brice is so defeated when they cut to his interview with Liz on the couch too, because he's like, yeah, I wasn't really expecting it anyway. Like, he was so deflated and sad. It was like depressed Ethan from Plathville. And it was just...
That made me feel so bad.
This was like the one thing that this dude got excited about for this entire wedding.
Like, if you had picked something for our wedding that I thought was really disgusting, and I was like, I really don't want that. Like,
I did cigar bar. I don't know how crazy about that you were.
Yeah, no.
We did that.
I mean,
that was fun.
Participate in that.
But it was fun.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you...
But if I had done that...
the camo vest
at
the reception.
Right.
And I'm like...
Ugh.
I would have been so upset seeing how upset you were that you weren't going to get that thing, that I would have been like, just do it.
Yeah. Well, and also, so like cigar bar, that was something that I was like, oh, that'd be fun. That'd be a cool thing to do. I didn't put that on you to be like, okay, make sure we go get all the stuff and do the, like, I went and did that stuff we did that together to like pick stuff out.
Like, I don't know anything about cigars.
Yeah. And so it was just like, it became a planning thing where it was like, oh, I'll plan this part of this reception, and it kind of went in with like the cocktail hour and stuff like that too.
Why don't they do that for him?
You know what I'm saying?
He likes cigars, but that's something else she didn't like.
Yeah, like,
I'm just saying that's a good example that actually works for something he likes.
Well, and then also for Trent to be like, hey, make sure you cut down on the stuff that's not important, the stuff that Liz doesn't really care about. And it's like, Brice might be excited about cocktail hour. Did we check in with him about that?
No.
Like, are we doing any of that? No. So
he's getting a fish cake.
His fish cake and no
the wedding
camo.
is during hunting season.
So shut up. Yeah, you're welcome. You already get the best thing in the world, which is Liz as your wife at the end of this. Isn't that what the reason is? That's what this entire thing has been from the start.
That's the prize, supposedly.
Oh, God, oh no.
Well, and we're left with a cliffhanger because when she called the shop to cancel the camo order,
Of course.
she asked for an update on her dress, and they were like, oh, yeah, we see that it's going to arrive in mid-October.
I'm starting to suspect that they were like, are you sure you want to remove the camo from the order? And she's like, yeah, absolutely, because that's atrocious. By the way, how's my dress doing? And they were like, huh, looks like you got bumped 40 people down on the list somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
But
you know what? It'll all ship faster if you actually kept the camo on the order.
Right. Now we've had to make an alteration to your order, and that's going to set you back. So, like, if they at the shop were aware of this and, like, realized that she's doing this, is this a way to get back at her? I don't know. Maybe. Malicious compliance? Perhaps. Some level of that.
That only gives her 2 weeks to get her dress altered.
This is what I said when they said 12 to 16 weeks. And they were like, oh, that's fine. And I said, what if
it's the 16?
If it's 16, that's not okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we're closing in on, because they're still going to be in that window of 12 to 16. That's probably around like the 14-week mark. So yeah, if it gets bumped back again or delayed a little bit,
she's going to be in trouble.
You're really in big trouble here.
Next episode, the chickens arrive.
The chickens, and their time is limited. I'm sure.
Start
the clock on those chickens. Pray for those chickens. Justice for the chickens, I'm sure.
Liz and Brice go to a dance class. Doesn't look like it goes well.
Yeah, there's some mentions of criticism, some harsh criticism, and how Brice can't take criticism because it's Brice's fault. It's not Liz's delivery. It's not her tone or the way that she approaches things or the horrible, horrible way that she says stuff to him in those moments.
Do you think he'll surprise us like on 1,000-Pound Sisters, where we had Amy's husband just breakdancing in the middle of class?
I don't think he's going to be doing any breakdancing.
Okay.
I don't think.
He doesn't have any secrets for us.
No, I don't think so.
Secret dance talents.
No, that's for the glory hole later. Actually, no, the glory hole story for next week is Amber maybe hires a stripper for Liz.
I feel like that's going to be the cliffhanger for the next episode.
At bridal brunch?
Okay, what it sounded like from like what they showed us was that Liz said no strippers at her bachelorette party. So this is a bridal brunch. That's different.
Loophole. Yeah, that seems like an Amber loophole.
Mm-hmm.
That she would be doing that just to make her uncomfortable.
But I bet you Trent hired the stripper.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
He would.
He's probably got his credit card saved somewhere. That could make that happen. But also, for a second, I was like, oh, what if they got Brent? What if they got Brent to strip? That'd be interesting.
Brother.
Bryce's twin brother. That'd be weird.
Weird.
That'd be weird. That could be weird. But I don't know. Yeah, we couldn't tell who was at the door. They just walked in. And, I didn't get a good look at him. I didn't recognize him with his clothes on. So.
He had sunglasses too, right?
Probably, yeah.
Well, if you guys have been enjoying these episodes, please leave us a review, share it somewhere with another Seven Little Johnstons fan. Check out our other podcast, Surviving Sister Wives, where we're currently recapping Mary Brown's Catfish's book, Almost Married, written all about their torrid affair.
It was only a couple months, but then that's what people are realizing. Oh, man, we've been talking about this for like 10 years. And yeah,
it's a mystery to be unraveled.
It just keeps getting deeper the further along you go. It's how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go?
Mm-hmm. We're also recapping Welcome to Plathville here on Surviving Reality. It just came back. They're as terrible as ever.
Oh, so bad. So gross. Yeah. Mama Plath and team are all back at worse.
Amber and Mama Plath, they're really competing with each other on Tuesday nights for who's the worst mother.
That's the supremacy. Yeah, they're going for that spot.
And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/survivingpod, where we have bonus content. We mentioned we're going to have that deep dive on Emma's online shop coming up soon.
Yeah. What was the name of it that you came up with? That we were teasing out? It was
Lil Con, big markups.
So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.